The world for Joshiee was a small room. It was a cold room. The walls were thin like paper. The wind would whisper through the cracks in the winter. It told stories of a warmer world, a world Joshiee could not touch. Hunger was a constant friend. It sat with him at the small wooden table. It followed him to his thin, lumpy bed. His stomach would rumble a sad song, a song only he could hear. His mother's face was a map of worry. Her eyes were often far away, searching for something that was never there. She worked until her hands were rough and her back was bent, but the hunger always stayed. His home was quiet. It was a sad kind of quiet. Not the peaceful quiet of a library or a sleeping baby. It was the quiet of things missing. A father's laugh was missing. The smell of a full pot on the stove was missing. The warmth of a happy family was missing. Joshiee would sit by the window and watch the other children play. He saw their bright clothes and their full, round faces. He felt like a ghost looking into a world that was not his. The colors outside seemed brighter than the gray colors inside his small, cold room. He learned early that some people have enough and some people have nothing. Sadness was like a blanket in their home. It was heavy and thick. It covered everything. His mother would try to smile, but her smile never reached her eyes. It was a tired, broken thing. She would hum a tune sometimes, a song from a time before the quiet, before the hunger. But the song would always fade away, lost in the cold air. Joshiee learned to be small and quiet. He tried not to take up too much space. He tried not to need too much. He learned that needing was a dangerous thing. It only led to the empty feeling, the ache that started in his stomach and spread all the way to his heart. Sometimes at night, he would dream of food. He dreamed of warm bread and sweet apples. He dreamed of a table full of dishes, steaming and wonderful. In his dreams, he was never hungry. He was warm. He was happy. But then he would wake up. The cold would greet him first. Then the hunger would return, a familiar ache in the pit of his stomach. The dream would melt away like snow in the sun, leaving only the memory of warmth. He would close his eyes again, trying to hold on to the feeling, but the gray reality of the small, cold room always won. His childhood was a lesson in loss, a long, slow goodbye to things he never even had. School was another kind of cold room for Joshiee. The other children had new shoes and full lunch boxes. They had stories of vacations and birthday parties. Joshiee had worn-out shoes with holes that let the rain in. His lunchbox was often empty. He would hide in the library during lunch, pretending to read. The words on the page were a blur. The real story was the sound of other children laughing in the cafeteria. He felt a wall between him and them, a wall made of money he did not have and experiences he did not know. He was different, and the other children could see it. They did not need words to say it. He tried to find work. He wanted to help his mother. He wanted to fight the hunger. But the world seemed full of doors that would not open for him. He was too young, they said. He was too small. He had no experience. Each no was a small stone added to a heavy bag he carried on his back. He delivered newspapers, but the bag was too heavy and he was too slow. He washed dishes in a restaurant, but he broke a stack of plates and was told to leave. Failure became a familiar taste in his mouth, as common as the taste of hunger. It told him he was not good enough. The feeling of being different followed him everywhere. It was a shadow that grew longer as he grew older. At school, teachers would talk about the future. They spoke of college and careers. For Joshiee, the future was only tomorrow. It was the question of whether there would be food tomorrow. The big dreams of others felt like a foreign language. His dreams were small and simple. A full stomach, a warm room, a day without worry. He felt like he was running a different race from everyone else on a track that was muddy and full of holes. He was always behind, always struggling to catch up. The weight of all the no's and all the failures made him quiet. He stopped trying to talk to the other kids. He stopped raising his hand in class. It was easier to be invisible. It hurt less. He built a wall around himself, brick by brick. Each disappointment was a brick. Each hungry night was a brick. Each time he felt different was a brick. Soon the wall was so high he could not see over it. He was safe inside his wall, but he was also completely and utterly alone. He learned to survive. He did not learn how to hope. Hope was a luxury he could not afford. Love, for Joshiee, was a story in a book. It was something that happened to other people. People who lived in warm houses with full tables. He watched them from a distance. He saw couples holding hands in the park. He heard their easy laughter. It seemed like a secret club, and he did not have the password. His heart was a quiet, empty room, much like the one he grew up in. He did not know how to invite anyone in. He did not know what he would offer them if they came inside. He had nothing but his quiet and his sadness, and he did not think that was enough for anyone. Then he met a girl. Her name was not important. Her smile was. It was bright and warm, like the sun on a spring day. For a little while he forgot about the cold. He forgot about the hunger. He let her into his world, just a little. He thought maybe, just maybe, he could learn the language of love. He tried to be what he thought she wanted. He tried to be happy and hopeful. He pretended his world was not gray. He pretended he was not the boy from the small, cold room. He thought that if he pretended hard enough, it might become true for both of them. But pretending is a heavy coat to wear. It gets tiring. The girl saw the cracks in his story. She saw the sadness in his eyes that he could not hide. She wanted the boy he was pretending to be, not the boy he was. One day, she left. She did not say a big goodbye. She just drifted away, like a boat leaving the shore. The space she left behind was colder and emptier than before. The heartbreak was a new kind of hunger. It was a hunger in his heart. It taught him a hard lesson. It taught him that even if you find a little warmth, the cold can always come back, stronger than before. After she was gone, Joshiee made his wall higher. He added new bricks of heartbreak and loneliness. He decided it was better to be alone. Being alone meant no one could leave you. Being alone meant no one could see the empty spaces inside you. He walked through the world like a ghost again, unseen and untouched. He learned to survive. That was his only skill. He survived the hunger. He survived the failure. He would survive the loneliness. Hope was a foolish dream. Love was a dangerous game. It was better not to play at all. His heart was full of empty, and he decided to keep it that way. One night, to escape the quiet of his room, Joshiee found himself in a place he had never been. It was a room in the back of a smoky bar. Men sat around a green felt table. Cards and chips were their tools. The air was thick with tension and quiet words. He did not go to play. He went to watch. He had nothing to lose because he had nothing at all. He watched the men's faces. He watched their hands. He watched the way a man's eye would twitch when he was lying. He saw the way another man's hand would tremble when he was afraid. It was a silent language, and for the first time, Joshiee understood. He started with small games, using money he saved from odd jobs. A few dollars he earned washing a car. A few dollars he earned cleaning a yard. He was not playing the cards, he was playing the people. He could read them like the simple books he hid with in the library as a child. He saw the nervous hope in a young man's eyes. He saw the quiet desperation in an old man's sigh. He knew when to be bold and when to be quiet. He knew when a man's bluff was a fortress and when it was a house of cards, ready to fall with a single push. The hunger in his belly was replaced by a different kind of hunger, the hunger to win. Slowly, the small pile of dollars grew. It was not much at first, enough for a real meal, enough to give his mother some money for the rent, so the worry lines on her face could be a little less deep. With each win, a little piece of confidence started to grow inside him. It was a small, fragile thing. He was the boy who always failed, the boy who was always different. But here, at this table, he was not failing. He was winning. The men at the table started to notice. They looked at him with a new kind of respect, mixed with a little bit of fear. He was no longer the invisible boy. This new world gave him something he never had before, a sense of control. In his life, everything had happened to him. The poverty, the hunger, the loneliness. But at the poker table, he was the one making things happen. He was the one reading the story and writing the ending. The chips were just markers. The real game was about people. It was about seeing the truth behind their masks. This was a skill he had learned from a lifetime of being on the outside, of watching and listening. His hard past had given him a strange and powerful gift, and he was finally learning how to use it. As Joshii's name grew in the world of cards, so did the attention he attracted. Not all of it was good. The men he used to beat, the ones with bigger names and bigger egos, did not like losing to the quiet boy from nowhere. They whispered about him. They said he was a cheat. They wanted to see him fall, to put him back in the small cold room where they thought he belonged. They could not beat him at the table, so they decided to play a different game, a game of betrayal, a game where the stakes were much higher than money. It was a game for his soul. Then Mary appeared. She was beautiful, like a character from a movie. Her smile was bright, and her eyes seemed to see the good in him that no one else saw. She said she admired his skill, his focus, his strength. She listened to his stories of the cold room and the hungry nights. She made him feel seen. She made him feel important. Joshiee, who had locked his heart away, found himself slowly opening the door. He thought maybe he was wrong about love. Maybe this time it was real. He started to believe that his winnings were not just about money, but about earning a life where someone like Mary could love him. But things felt wrong. Small things. A question she asked that was a little too specific. A name she mentioned of a man he had beaten badly. The old survival instincts, the ones he learned as a hungry child, started to whisper to him. He started watching her the same way he watched men at the poker table. He saw the tiny flicker in her eye when he talked about his plans. He saw the slight tension in her smile when he won a big pot. She was playing a part. She was bluffing. Her love was not real. It was a trap, set by the men who wanted to see him fail. Mary was sent to learn his secrets, to distract him, to break him. The discovery was a cold wave of water, washing over him. It was the heartbreak from before, but 100 times worse. This was not just a girl leaving. This was a planned attack. For a moment, the old despair returned. The world was a cruel place, and he was a fool for thinking he could ever be happy. He could have confronted her. He could have used the information to get revenge on the men who sent her. But he looked at the pile of money he had won, and he looked at his own reflection. He saw the coldness in his own eyes. He did not want to become like them. He quietly gathered his things and walked away from Mary, from the money, from that whole life. He chose the truth, even though it meant being alone again. After walking away, Joshiee was lost. He had money, but it felt empty. He had proven he could win, but he had lost his way. He returned to a simple life, away from the smoke-filled rooms and the false smiles. He felt like the boy in the cold room all over again, but this time the cold was inside him. He had survived, but he was not truly living. It was in this quiet, empty space that he met Mira. She was not like Mary. She was not a movie character. She was real. Her smile was gentle, not dazzling. Her eyes were kind and honest. She worked in a small bookstore, surrounded by stories. He did not tell her about the poker. He did not tell her about the money. He was just Joshiee, a quiet man who seemed a little sad. Mira did not push. She simply made space for him. She talked to him about books and dreams. She listened. For the first time, someone was listening to him without wanting anything. She saw the boy who had been hungry and alone, and she did not run away. She saw his wall, and she did not try to break it down. Instead, she just sat with him on his side of it, sharing the quiet. Hope, a feeling he had long forgotten, began to stir, a tiny, warm light in the coldness. One day, a bad investment, a ghost from his old life, took everything. The money he had won, the security he had built, it was all gone in an instant. He was back where he started, with nothing. He was sure Mira would leave. Everyone else had. He told her everything, the poker, Mary, the winnings, and now the loss. He waited for her to walk away, but Mira did not leave. She just took his hand. She said, "Money is just paper, Joshiee. You are not paper. You are strong. We will figure it out together." In that moment, he understood. Her love was not conditional. It was not based on winning or losing. Joshiee learned the most important lesson of his life. Real wealth was not a pile of chips on a table. It was holding Mira's hand. Real strength was not reading a bluff. It was being honest and vulnerable with someone you trust. The hope he found with Mira was stronger than any winning streak. It did not disappear when the money was gone. He started over, but this time he was not alone. He was no longer just surviving. He was building a life, a real one, filled with the kind of love and hope that money could never buy. The boy from the cold, small room had finally found his way home, not to a place, but to a person.